Tell me about how that came to be that you had somebody intervene in your homelessness, because it sounds like had nobody intervened, this could have gone on for some time and until the point that you did have something terrible happen to you.
Yeah, that's true. So March 3rd, 2007 was my 4th year anniversary of being homeless to the day. I woke up in the morning. I couldn't check the date on the newspaper without hallucinating. The hallucinations were that severe. And I was having command hallucinations. They're telling me walk to the right, walk to the left, and walking in this zigzag pattern. They're telling me to scream back at the voices. I'm screaming back at the voices. The voices were just impossible to ignore, influencing my behavior. And all of a sudden, when I least expected it, a police officer snuck up on me and pulled my hands behind my back. And he told me I was being taken for a psych evaluation.
Well, I guess from what you described, from his point of view, he sees somebody who is walking erratically, left, right, zigzag, and screaming at apparently nothing.
Yeah.
So he snuck up on you and took you to where?
A psych ward. And when he told me I was being taken for evaluation, I was really happy about that because I thought, well, there's nothing wrong with me. You know, they'll let me out right away, of course. And being told that I have schizophrenia and realizing I had schizophrenia was certainly one of the biggest surprises of my whole life. It was something I never, ever dreamed could happen to me.
So you were taken to a psychiatry facility.
Yeah.
For how long were you there?
I was there 2.5 weeks. At first, I was refusing medication for 2 reasons. One, I was absolutely sure I didn't need it. 2, I thought that antipsychotics just wiped you out. You know, made you exhausted, made you stare into space, unable to function. I didn't realize that some of these medications, at the right dosage for the right medication for the right person, I didn't realize they could give you back your life.
So in the end, after 2.5 weeks, did you take any medicine?
So a few days into my hospitalization, my parents came. My parents came within 24 hours of the hospitalization. And I was very politely refusing medication. And my parents begged me to follow the advice of the doctor. And they eventually told me I could have shots or oral medication, but I needed meds. So I started the oral form of risperidone. So a couple things happened when I started the risperidone. One was the command hallucinations went away. But the hallucinations were still there, loud and clear. They were screaming at me in my mind. And I didn't realize that anything had changed. You know, and the other thing that happened, unfortunately, was some really, really severe side effects. You know, so I'm on a medication that I believe I don't need, and I'm having severe side effects.
So after 2.5 weeks of treatment in a hospital, you were homeless again?
No, after 2.5 weeks, my parents seemed very excited and happy to invite me to recover at their home in Cincinnati. So I flew from LA to Cincinnati, planning to take medication, enter recovery. And when I got to Cincinnati, after being on those meds for about 2 weeks, this is when the side effects really showed up. Terrible, debilitating side effects. And I thought, I am strong, I know who I am, I'm certain I do not need this medication, and look what it's doing to me. So I went off my medication, and then the side effects over a week or 2 went away, and I felt great. And then I was acutely psychotic. And when I developed psychosis, there was just one thing I wanted in life. I wanted to be homeless again. As soon as I went off that medication, I could not stand living in my parents' home. In their beautiful, big home, there were no strings attached. It was, you know, it was a lovely place to live, but all I wanted was to live on the streets again. And then I was acutely psychotic and finally taken back to the hospital, my first hospital stay in Ohio.
So after you stopped the medicine because of side effects and you had a resumption of psychosis, it came with an acute desire to want to return to homelessness.
That's true.
But you didn't become homeless at that point, you went back to a hospital.
Yes.